I parked behind the building, the empty area. It's our area. Thank you. I can't find any parking.
Do you need an agenda?
I just want to open it here.
Is it saying that you're connected to the internet? It's saying no connection?
I mean, I'm almost there, but the agenda thing was not open.
I. Khalil sent me an email that he wants me to read while I take a roll call. So you want me to do it like right before roll call?
I mean, right after the roll call.
Because right after is pledge allegiance. So let me just read this right before I roll call saying that he's not here and this is the reason. He's not coming.
Should be public comment now.
No, it's not a comment. It's not. He's not speaking on anything. He's just saying he couldn't make it to the meeting.
Before that, you can give me an agenda. This wouldn't open.
Do you want me to make an announcement about how the same thing with forms or?
Maybe announce it in the hallway too.
What?
Maybe announce it in the hallway too, so they're not.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
Mayor, Deputy Chief's gonna announce the quorum, like we did last time. Announce the quorum that we're gonna be enforcing tonight.
Sound system okay out there or no? Last time was issue.
Rana, is hallway TV on?
It should be.
All right, the hallway's where then we can just, I haven't seen anything in here, but. Can we do it before the start of the meeting? Thank you.
Are we ready? Good.
Can we start, Mr. Mayor?
Are we expecting anybody else?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, we can start it. We got a comment.
Mr. Mayor, as I say, I'll probably gonna be here like an hour and I have to go to work.
Okay. Well,
Gentlemen, lie down a little bit. They're about to get started, guys. Lie down in the hallway for the cameras are
all right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming. I call this a special City Council meeting to order. Today is May 23rd, 2025, and it's 4:10 p.m. Would the clerk call the rules, please?
Before I do, I'm gonna just read a quick email that Khalil sent while he's not here. He says, "Good evening, everyone. I respectfully submit this statement to inform the mayor, council, and everyone that I cannot attend the special council meeting scheduled for 4 p.m. due to the limited notice and insufficient time coupled with prior obligations related to my interstate job. I am regrettably unavailable to participate. I wish it had been scheduled for 7 p.m. like the regular city council meetings. Then I would have been able to attend. I appreciate your understanding and reaffirm my continued commitment to serving the residents of Hamtramck." With that said, Councilman Rafai is not here. Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Sifman is not here. Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for one stands, one nation, under God,
Justice.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, do we have any community announcements today? Okay, well, thank you, everyone. We don't have many items to discuss today, but looks like there's no proclamations or recognitions as well, right? Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No, sir.
All right, so we will start with the interesting part, which is the public comment. But before that, I would like to mention that everybody should follow the rules. When you speak, look at the mayor, no interruption, no personal abusive language or personal attacks. Please be civil and respect each other, no interruptions. And if you'd like an extra minute, you can ask the mayor for that. We can start.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm gonna start with reading off emails. First one is from Hamtramck Command Officers and Hamtramck Police Officer Association of Michigan. Sadly, over the past week, we as a union have been made aware of several allegations that have affected not only the police department, but the city of Hamtramck as well. After speaking with the ranking officers union and the patrol union, and the majority were in favor of speaking on this issue. First, we would like to show our support for our current city manager, Maxwell Garbarino. Since his return, City Manager Garbarino has expressed his dedication to not only the police department, but to the city as a whole. His statements have been proven to not only be words, but he has taken appropriate action to better the police department, which in turn better serves the city of Hamtramck. During his tenure as city manager, Garbarino has strengthened the police department contracts, which in turn has assisted in being able to hire more qualified individuals, retain our current membership, and raise morale in the department. City Manager Garbarino has been a big reason that the unions and city have a good working relationship. We feel that in our duty to voice our support for City Manager Garbarino during this time. Secondly, we would like to speak in favor of Chief Jamil Al-Tahiri. The police unions are just as surprised as the rest of the Hamtramck community of the recent allegations. Chief Al-Tahiri has made great strides to mend the relationship between the residents in Hamtramck and the police department, between the community outreach programs that have been initiated and the transparency that has been shown. Just like City Manager Garbarino, he has raised morale within our department. With the above statements being made, the union would ask everyone to reserve their personal opinion until the completion of the investigation. The union asks the community to understand just because someone in the law enforcement field is put on leave does not mean they are guilty of wrongdoing. Being placed on leave in the law enforcement field is a common practice and by policy to protect the interests of the residents within the city. The union believes it is the duty of the city manager, who is in charge of overseeing the chief's position, to take these actions. No different than how the chief would be expected to handle an allegation within the police department. As a union, we would ask for a fair and impartial investigation. During the investigation, the union is certain the city of Hamtramck will continue to have top-notch police services, which the residents deserve. If and when Chief Al-Tahiri is cleared, we as a union look forward to continuing to work under his leadership. Sincerely, COAM and HPOA. Next one is from Lynn Blasey, local resident. Hello, Mayor and Council. This is absolutely ridiculous. 4 of you are under investigation for election fraud. 2 are running for re-election even though you don't actually live here, and in the process have shown that you're committing tax fraud by claiming homesteads somewhere that you don't actually live consistently. And now your police chief is under investigation for some pretty serious stuff. I've seen the allegations. Instead of doing the right thing and playing by the rules, you all consistently ignore them and make up new rules to your own advantage. I didn't want to believe Amanda when she said that it was the Wild West during her time in office, and truly believed I could make a difference. With all that's going on, I'm incredibly grateful for my choice not to run this time around. Your choice to lash out at folks whose job is to protect our elections and ensure our city runs smoothly is ridiculous, childish, and further evidence that none of you are fit for office or public service. Your childish temper tantrums make us look like we're being run by a bunch of toddlers. Do better and be better. I commend both Max and Rana for doing the right thing and working to put an end to this dog and pony show. And because you guys love to revert back to this argument, these allegations have nothing to do with ethnicity or religion and everything to do with the law, character, and ethics. Your games affect the lives of those who actually live here, and none of you are doing a good job of being ambassadors for our city or showing the world how wonderful it really is to be a part of this community. Stop playing games. Thank you, Lynn Blasey. This is from Carrie Beth Leslie, also a Hamtramck resident. I have a job, so I can't be there. Please read my comment. As a person who has had multiple source confirm to me that the FBI is involved, I stand behind Max's decision to suspend both involved officers while the FBI sorts out the drama. The last thing any of you need, since most of you are under investigation for one reason or another, is to look like you are getting in the way of the FBI. The prudent action is the one that Max took. No one has been fired, but everyone needs to be kept a distance from the city activities while the investigation is going on. Suspension with pay is the proper action. It serves you well politically to not make sides while this is sorted out. I have seen the allegations as sent to me anonymously from one of the involved parties. And if there is any splinter of truth to any of them, you do not want to get involved. It is not about a demotion. Many of you want to support someone who has made big changes and has represented Yemenis well, and hopefully at the end of this you will be proud to welcome the chief back to active duty. However, if the chief has committed a crime, you will look foolish for not taking a step back and letting the law enforcement sort this out. Signed, Carrie Beth Leslie, PhD. This is from Miriam Jacqueline to Hamtramck City Mayor and Police. Chief Jamil Al-Tahiri is an honorable man. He is a great father and person. I am saddened by these false allegations against him and me. He informed me some time ago not to trust Police Officer David Adamczyk or enter a car. When I asked why, he stated that I don't know if he's serious or joking, but he wanted to put drugs in a car and arrest you as a way for me to get custody. From then on, I never spoke to Police Officer David Adamczyk, but Jamil did tell me that he was not a good guy and that he and the city manager are doing shady things and to stay away from them or anyone associating with them. I'm not going to speak about my personal business, but I want to clear that Jamil never physically abused me, and we have a very respectful relationship. I have argued with him in the past as any other couples. Thank you for listening to me. There was a report taken in SHIP, and I voluntarily left to see my son because I wasn't feeling good. Thank you, Mayor and Police. Miriam Ahmed. That's all for emails. I'll start with public. Thank you.
There are some people who said they sent emails. Is that all you have? Because I received that some people not being able to come physically, but they sent emails.
I'll check one more time. Just bear with me.
Okay.
I did get an email, but it wasn't a public comment, so I'm not sure which one you're referring to.
What's the name of the person?
Hold on. Was it a female?
Rafat?
No.
Somebody texted his name is Rafat and another one Louis or something. And
Today? And
Yeah.
they wrote public comment?
Well, Mayor, she can look for him if you want to move on to the regular comments.
yeah, Rafat and Louis, two people who sent emails.
I'm pretty good with that kind of stuff, Mayor.
Okay, if you don't find it, I don't know where did they send
And
it.
if you want to if you want to text them and let them send them to me and see if I got them in time, I'd be more than happy to assist, but I don't see anything in my emails.
Okay, go ahead and move
Okay,
on.
Norbert Revels? Sir, 3 minutes?
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna go first. How long do we get?
3 minutes, sir.
I'm 60 years old and I've been through a lot and lost everything and had a big problem with my roof. No one would help me. The chief noticed that. He said, come on, let's go get some coffee. We wouldn't go get coffee. I come back home, there's 2 big trucks in front of my house. And I'm like, what's going on? He said, we're gonna redo your roof. You know, my own family, 2 of them, who are pretty rich, wouldn't help your dad. This guy used to come and check on me once a week, just to see how I'm doing. And I go inside, come back outside, these guys are tearing off my roof. And I'm like, what are they doing? And he said, you're about to get a brand new roof. I was shocked. I started crying. I'm 60 years old. I'm a football coach. And I'm out there crying. I grabbed him. I kissed him on his forehead. He pushed me back. I say, no, don't ever push me back, man. When I grab you, I hold you, you get kissed on the forehead. You take it. He looked me in my eyes. He said, okay. Seriously. And I'm going to start crying, so I'm going to sit down.
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Yahya Mawari?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm here in support of Chief Jamil Al-Tahiri. I don't know what it is. I mean, this accusation has it one effect on our community our young people, first and second and third and fourth generation, Yemeni American, the young people who really, we trying to get their education, and we are in the good way. And now this is going to affect in our, not only in the career of Chief Jamal al-Tahiri, but is going to be affecting in our community. All this media here, and I hope they will be balanced and they be fair to our community who try to, our community trying to be emerge with this whole general community in the U.S. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Justin Petrosek? Justin P.
Justin what?
Petrosek? Petrosek?
Justin Pistolstik?
He's probably pronouncing it better than I did.
Is there a Justin Podolsky?
No? Oh, it's, okay.
Patricia.
Patrusik? Yes, come see, you're going to see. Public comment. He's coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, little noise, that's why we trying to call.
3 minutes.
Yeah,
Thanks, Justin.
sure. Hi, Mr. Mayor.
Hello.
Ooh, I'm here in support of our city manager. I'm not a, I'm not a well man. Used to be much more well than this. Longtime Hamtramckian, and got into an accident a couple years back, and it took me a while to get back to this city, my home, and still recovering. Pretty darn disabled. I don't know Max from anybody. He's not a friend of mine, not a neighbor. But when I got back here, I needed a lot of help with some systemic stuff. Where I first found myself in temporary housing, there was a municipal parking lot that didn't have handicap spaces. And I just reached out to him and it was fixed like the next day. When I got back into my house, my old flat, the street light was broken, and with my brain injury, it was like stabbing into my eyes and stuff. And he fixed that the next day. And I don't know, I had problems with my alley, and trash doesn't get picked up. But every time I reach out to him, he coordinates and it gets done. And it's a longer list than that, you'll have to forgive me. I just, these may sound like small problems. Like as somebody who's like trying to get back on their feet and like in their home, like, these are very significant solutions for me. And I don't know what this is all about. I really don't. But gosh, it would be a shame to not have this person that seems to care and be able to reach out to them. And it makes me kind of scared for myself. So that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Lukman Saleh, Hamtramck resident.
السلام عليكم. Yeah. السلام عليكم. Luqman Saleh, living in Hamtramck with almost 27 years. I love Hamtramck, and I love Hamtramck to be clear, healthy, beautiful, and we know we're all here to serve the city, even elected officials or appointed administrators. We should respect the law. I'm not here to support anyone against anyone, but we should support the law. Mistakes happen, and investigators are working on it. So I advise you all to read the investigations and read it again and again, and listen to the city attorney before you make any decisions. The city budgets is in bad shape. We will not accept anything to make it worse. So please, read it, make the right decision, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Matt Pizziali?
Matt Kizziali.
Pizziali.
Kizziali.
Matt, Pizziali. Is there a Matt?
Mayor, Council, how you guys doing today? I just am here to support Max because at the end of the day, in my opinion, you know, coming to watch you guys the last couple city council meetings and stuff, these meetings would not run without Max. The city would not run without Max. And while you may disagree with him politically or administratively, at the end of the day, you guys are not the ones doing the work. He is. And who are you going to find to do the job besides him? Nobody else wants to do that job. Nobody else really wants to run for council or mayor. So why would you guys try to replace him last minute on a Friday before Memorial Day? You know, we all have better things to be doing than sitting here doing this. And because of politics, because of your guys' corruption, you want to get rid of him for just trying to do his job. And you know, at the end of the day, he does do a pretty good job. I might disagree with some of the things that he wants to do, but at the end of the day, you guys can barely even make a motion without the clerk and the city manager coming in here and helping you guys out. You would not be able to even make a motion. You wouldn't be able to legally have this meeting without them. And I just want you guys to remember that. Thank you.
Thank you. Megan Featherstone, also Hamtramck resident. Megan Featherstone.
Megan Featherstone?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Megan. I've lived in Hamtramck for over a decade. I would like to say the same of you, but I think we all know that several of you don't, or are under investigation for not, which is a waste of all of our tax dollars. Every time I come in here, I have to talk about something that you have done to waste our tax dollars. Okay? I may not agree with Max politically, just like my friend, but he's doing his job. I'm here in support of Max and our city clerk for doing their job. Every time I hear about this council, it's a waste of our money. A waste. Shameful. I remember Councilman Hassan, didn't you run on getting rid of the income tax in Hamtramck? Okay, I'm addressing the mayor. What's up? I'm pretty sure Councilman Hassan ran on getting rid of our income tax like 5 years ago. What's up with that? I've come here, I don't know how many times, see Councilman Musa taking a nap. What's up with that? I'm not even sure if you, Mayor, even live here. Definitely love people who don't. Definitely looking out for none of us who live here, who pay our taxes, and who deserve better than this foolishness. All of these people in here. Because you want to use your time and our money to try and further your political career, which for some of y'all you haven't even gotten out of this room. Y'all are shameful. We deserve better. There are people in this city who have needs. Thank you. None of them are being met by this city. And you know that. You know that. And that's why Councilman Hassan is looking at me smirking. Because he knows that. Shameful. Shameful behavior. We all deserve better.
Thank you. Scott Aronson.
Harrington or Harrington?
Aronson.
Scott Aronson?
Hello. My name is Scott Aronson. I'm the owner of the Hamilton Hostel. This is the first time I've been a city business owner for about 7 years. This is the first time, I'm not a political person, this is the first time I've ever been to one of these meetings. And I just felt it was important that I come to support Max. You know, I don't have a lot of issues with our business, with the hostel that's on Holmes. But whenever I do, and I send a message, you know, he's the guy that cares. And I think it's very hard to find somebody like that. And when you have somebody like that, you know, you should be doing everything that you can to keep them. And so I just, you know, urge you, if that's something that you're not planning on doing, I urge you to strongly, strongly reconsider. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Abraham Al-Jahim? Abraham, was it?
Abraham Al-Jahim.
What? Abraham Al-Jahim.
Abraham Al-Jahim.
Good evening, Council Mayor,
Good evening.
Manager, City Attorney, Clerk, and Deputy Chief. First of all, David Adamchek, the investigator. In January, he said to me and the chief, he wants to rent a car, put drugs in it, and have the chief's wife drive it, and he'll take her to jail. The chief said, no way. This is my child's mom. I would never do that to her. Well, she's giving you a hard time. She's mental. She's on drugs. He said, it doesn't matter. You're not doing that to her. 2 weeks after that, he asked me to be a CI, confidential informant, for the Hamtramck Police Department. And I would work with the FBI, DAA, state police, and Max would pay me. That's exactly what he said. The city will pay you, we'll make you ID, we'll do this and we'll do that. I said, no, thank you. Is that why you asked for my ID and my email? A month before that, he said, yes, I'm working on it. I said, I'm not doing that to my community. I've been here 35 years, an activist, and a political, and a political activist, and a community activist for 26 years. You're going to pay me $1,000 after each case? For what? You do your job. You're hired for that, not me. And then to go back during when people were running, Max was putting pressure on Chief Jamil Tahiri not to support any candidate because he preferred another candidate. Of course, anybody, the chief lives here. He can pick whoever he wants. And now, yesterday, I don't have Facebook anymore, by the way. Max posted that the Monroe County prosecutor got the case for you guys already, for the voter fraud. Who's pushing it? I would like an extra minute, Mr. Mayor. And who's pushing it? And why now? The residency, I've been pushing it for 7 months. But why the residency just came up now, the voter fraud came now, and the chief's situation came now? And there was a guy that bought a car from New York. Came here, we were right outside City Hall. He said, Abraham, I want you to come with me to Dearborn to pick up my car. I said, I'm not going to Dearborn. And David pops up with a police car. I said, David, if you're going to pick up the car, I'm going with you because I feel safe when I'm next to a police officer as big as David. He's also an investigator for the city. And he was fired in 2003. We would love to find out why he was fired. So we went, got the car. My son drove it to New York. Yes, my son drove the car to New York. And it wasn't stolen. The guy had a title. The title was signed. So I don't know what is all this about. You know, they mentioned something that happened in New York. Well, Max wants to bring a company, outside company, to investigate. No, Max. We want the state police and the FBI to investigate. Not a separate company, not an investigation company, a private company. Because we know David has a company, Max has an investigation company, and the third company might be their friend. Might do them a favor. We want the state police and the FBI to investigate every little thing that goes on in Hamtramck. Thank you.
audience will remain silent.
Angela Haban.
Angela Haman.
Haban.
Haban.
Can you check the
I'm
email again?
looking through all of them. I just looked through all of my emails today. I did get one.
No clapping, please.
Mayor.
Yeah, that's one.
Hi, Angela Haven. I live on Klinger Street, longtime resident. I'm just here to speak on behalf of process. It seems like there's a lot of allegations against the chief and a detective, and I think the right thing to do is what Max has done and start an investigation and have people on paid leave. No one's been fired. It's a paid leave while we understand what's going on and what's the best thing for the city. I don't want anyone to lose their jobs because of a power struggle or because of misunderstandings. I think the right thing to do at this point is exactly what Max has done in representing the needs of the city and the best interests of the people who live here and all of you. It's embarrassing to be in the news as a city for these reasons all the time. There's a process to be followed when it comes to investigations for wrongdoing in every single line of business. In my job, if I do something wrong, I'll be put on leave and not paid while it's investigated, right? So I think the right thing to do would be to allow the investigation to go through, keep Max in his job, see what the investigation says, and then make the decisions on what to do from there. That's in the best interest of the city. It saves the taxpayers a bunch of embarrassment and you all a bunch of time and money, and is really the only fair thing to do at this point. So please just keep everyone in their jobs until what's done is done, and the right thing to do is determined. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you too. Hassan, Dearborn resident.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Hassan Ayun. First of all, Mr. Mayor, you got a freedom of information the other day regarding Max. Max is not allowed to work for the city of Hamtramck. Number one, it's right here, black and white. You read it, Mr. Mayor. The attorney read it. The attorney sent it to me. The clerk sent it to me. His contract that he has right now is void. I'll tell you why. This was supposed to be disclosed to the public. The mayor could not get it, and nobody could get it, until I sent the Freedom of Information with a retention letter. And I demanded, if I don't get it, I'm gonna litigate. What happened is, he hid this from the public. So we're gonna sit here and blame this individual because him and David are investigating people, false allegations, for a chief of police for 25 years from New York City that came to dedicate his life here to change Hamtramck. There was not a punch in and a punch out in the beginning. Guys smoking cigarettes upstairs. And he put, what's it called? A guy with overtime, stealing overtime. You guys forgot about that. And this guy's gonna come here like a coward, sitting here with this right here, comes, works over here, lies to you, does not disclose this. And what's the city attorney gonna say? Oh, he has another contract? No. This contract right here is the original contract he signed. He's not allowed to work in the city. He signed a contract, it's right here. His signature. His signature's right here. His signature's right here. I'd like the extra minute, please. His signature's right here, Mr. Mayor. He signed it. He agreed not to work for the city. He agreed that you guys, he lied to you. Remember that. Lies after lies. It's okay for Max to lie. But you want to sit there and investigate a chief of police that's dedicated for 25 years? That was a captain, taking care of over 100 officers. A small city over here, he wants to come steal. You're gonna sit there and talk about his wife, his kid. This is all David. And David, Max suspended David to make it look, oh, that what's it called? Nobody's talking about David. They're all bashing the chief of police. And that's the problem. You guys have to understand, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You make a vote today, get this guy out of here. because his contract is expired, void. If the attorney's gonna tell you otherwise, I'll file a grievance today against the attorney. If you guys sit there and tell me that the attorney told you that this is not void, it's void automatically. It's a shame that we're gonna sit here and bash the chief of police. Guys, wake up. The clerk does her job, and Max is sitting here slacking off, worried about Muhammad, worried about this guy, worried about that guy, but he's not worried about himself for lying. You cannot work here. It's very simple. If we're gonna give Max a slap on the wrist, we might as well give everybody a slap on the wrist, guys. Think about it, vote on it. Get this guy out of here.
Thank you. Sam Alasari?
Mr. Mayor, if I may have a second. Just a point of clarity, that document has been public available.
No, it wasn't public available.
For over a decade. A simple search, Google search, would have provided it. Mr. Ayoun didn't even have to FOIA it, but apparently he didn't Google it. Further, Mr. Ayoun is not an attorney. He relies on ChatGPT, and that's contract law. I'm frankly kind of disturbed about the slander and things he just misrepresents constantly to this council, but that's not true, period.
Sam, 3 minutes.
Mr. Mayor, City Councils, as long as you're sitting in the chairs, be clear and clean, and legally sitting in the chairs, we have a lot of respect for you. Doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter what they acting like, okay? Mr. Tahiri, actually, he's working in the city, and all of us actually know. He did a lot of improvement, actually, to the police department. And we stand with him and we support him. The same thing, we're not against anyone. It's only we need the city to run the way they should be run. To be clean, clear, and also to be to do the best for the city. Not using the tax dollars for hiring for something else is not benefit the cities. We do respect to everyone. We need the city. There is a lot of services we need it in the city. So we stand here and we support the mayor to make the right decision, and we will stand with him to make the city is clear and clean. Thank you so much.
مطهر فضل. مطهر فضل.
One more time.
مطهر فضل.
Mutahar?
Hamtramck resident.
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. I don't know where to start. I am not with somebody against anybody, but if Mr. Al-Tahiri did any mistakes or violation, he should be held accountable according to law. And you should not target him because he succeeds and he is well known and he's doing his job right. And I hope, and I will say this to Max, that you didn't take this action based on personal thing between you and Mr. Al-Tahiri. And I'm not against you, Max. You are a good guy. You're doing your job right. But sometimes when two city councils have something against each other, you take one side rather than the other side. So stay out of the politician and do your job as a city manager. We like to have diversity on the police department and on the fire department. This is the first time we have someone from our community and the police department, and we feel he's been targeted. And if the investigation is gonna indicate that he did a violation, I don't mind if he be held accountable according to law. But I have a bad reputation with the police department. One time I came because my wife, before the mayor took office, my wife's green card was lost, and I came to get a report. They denied me. They said, no, just go call the immigration. They will send you another one. One time I came to ask for Khalil al-Rifai when he was an officer inside. The guy on the reception told me he's not here. I'm sorry. I turned around And I called Khalil, and he came from inside. You know. One time, one of my neighbors' car mirror got broken. His teenager kid accused me. He called a police officer, and the police came. He knocked on my door. He said, "What happened today?" I told him, "I don't know." He got mad at me. He said, "I'll take you to jail." Why? I don't know what happened. Even if he accused me, I still don't know. And then he went and knocked about 12 neighbors to see if he see me broke that mirror, and they told him no. He came back and told me, "Work it out with him or I'll take you to jail." I told him no. It's not about a $40 mirror. It is about reputation. And then when he gave me 2 tickets. When I came, he gave me a 3rd one, even though my case was dismissed. So we wanted diversity, but we want everybody to be here according to the law and not to be targeted because of his, successful things or his race or his, community he came from or his background. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike Petrak?
Greetings, gentlemen. I'm here today as a longtime resident of Hamtramck, a member of the city's business community, and a staunch believer in what the residents of this city stand for. I'm horrified by the circus that the current administration has turned this city into. I've invested everything I have in this town and watched as outsiders have been allowed to use it for personal gain and political gain. Currently, we have a police chief imported from New York who stands accused of using his power to cover up domestic abuse incidents, adultery, abuse of power for financial gain, and misuse of department resources. We also have 2, probably 3 council members who don't think highly enough of the city that they lead to raise their families here. And we have 4 council members who stand accused of undermining the very backbone of our democracy via ballot harvesting and voter fraud. None of these things can be blamed on previous administration. None of these things can be blamed on insufficient cash flow or cultural differences or any of the usual excuses that fly around this room. None of the blame for those things lie with anyone but the people sitting across from me right now. Yet here we are on a Friday evening in a meeting that wasn't really announced during via the usual channels, while the very people who are responsible for this situation debate what to do about one person, the one person, who has acted to uphold the law in the interest of the public good. If you take action, it would be the definition of retaliation. At every opportunity, Mr. Garbarino has acted thoughtfully, with measured caution, to protect the citizens' interests and ensure that the city operates fairly in accordance with law. Ironically, the only people who take issue with Max are the people sitting across from me and their assorted sycophants and cronies, many of whom who do not understand the law. If you decide to fire Mr. Garbarino, there will certainly be a large lawsuit and likely criminal proceedings against you. As a property owner in the city, I don't want to see the financial consequences of your failings on my tax bill, as they have for past lawsuits. It is your duty as elected officials to act in the best interest of the citizens, not yourself. Therefore, you must allow the investigations to proceed without interference and allow the city manager and city clerk to remain in their positions. The citizens, as they seem to be the only people with any power in this town, who are interested in doing that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Bill Meyer?
Hi, Bill Meyer from Trowbridge, longtime resident, and I've attended more meetings than anybody else in Hamtramck, and because I love Hamtramck and I love the people who live here. I totally support the police union statement that was made earlier. I'm here to support both our beloved chief and the best city manager that I think we've ever had. He's a unifier. He's concerned about every resident. I have many examples to prove that, but like one, for example, he wants to have his office in the front hallway of City Hall so that he can help people when they come in the door and meet people. He doesn't want to be by himself up on the 3rd floor expensive office. He's attended every city event. He replies immediately to every cause we have. I totally support Max and his work. I ask you that you look for all the facts, find the whole truth before you make any decisions. We need to hear from all relevant parties. We haven't heard a thing from Max or from the Chief of Police. Our city does not need any more lawsuits, as you well know. But Max did make some critical mistakes. He did not consult the council and the mayor before he made this decision. That was a very big mistake. And I think an investigation could have taken place without having to suspend the chief of police. Not sure about that, but our chief was highly vetted when he applied for this position. He's made a major mark in this city. His accusations against him are not really proven yet. Whistleblowers, the secret whistleblower that sends this information around, can make a lot of money from these sort of projects. Yeah, this happened before in the school system, and you might want to look into things that happened with the superintendent there. And there's many examples of this sort of stuff going on in the city, corruption, not among the new people, but among the old. We need to ask why certain people are being targeted and attacked, and other people are not. And I recommend that Max end the suspension, if possible, of our chief, and let the investigation go forward, like others have said. Keep Max on his job for sure. The problem is not Max Garbarino or Jamil Altahiri. Some people are intentionally creating chaos in this city by making baseless accusations. Let's get back to working together and let the truth and justice prevail, and keep everybody on the job. Thank you.
Thank you. Elizabeth Fanasier. Hamtramck resident, 3 minutes.
Members of the council, Mr. Mayor, and ladies and gentlemen, my name is Elizabeth Fanasier, and I'm the owner of Ferryfield LLC and Purple Pattern LLC, who operate in Hamtramck. My clientele comes to visit my business in Hamtramck not only from all over Metro Detroit, but all over the country. Previous to opening my business in the city, I worked as a paralegal at a high-powered art and intellectual property right law firm in New York City. I left that job to return home to Michigan to invest my time, my money, and my talents in my home state. I am here today to remind you of the importance of law. The concept of democracy is considered to have been developed around the 6th or 5th century BCE. This is long before any of our times, so I thought it would be useful to quote Aristotle. Justice, alone of the virtues, is thought to be another's good, because it is related to our neighbor, for it does what is advantageous to another. Now the worst man who is exercising his wickedness, both towards himself and towards his friends, and the best man is not that who exercises his virtue towards himself, but he who exercises it towards another. For this is a difficult task. Justice in this sense is not part of virtue, but virtue entire. Nor is the contrary, injustice, a part of vice, but vice entire. What the difference is between virtue and justice in this sense is plain from what we have said. They are the same, but their essence is not the same. What, as a relation to one's neighbor, is just, is, as a certain kind of state without qualification, virtue. I encourage you to understand that the rule of law in this country exists to create justice for all. That is what will be sought by the people of Hamtramck, so that neighbors and businesses can operate and flourish under fair law. Thank you.
Jeremy D. Hamtramck. Jeremy D.
Jeremy D. Jeremy D. Yep. Go.
Hi, longtime resident.
And I'm just here to say that, you know, there's some serious allegations made against the chief of police. And it seems to me that the appropriate response to allegations like that, leave of absence. The chief himself posted on Facebook today that we should let the investigations go forward, get to the bottom of them, and I agree with him. Let the man clear his name. If they're baseless allegations, if there's something there, then we find that out too. I think placing someone with allegations that serious levied against them on administrative leave seems appropriate. What I don't find appropriate is calling an emergency meeting to oust the people who put the man on leave. That seems like an appropriate response when there are allegations like this. Put them on leave, do an investigation, find out. If you're kicking people out, or attempting to, for whistleblowing, that doesn't, it's got a bad look to it, I think. I guess that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Melissa Gilchrist?
Melissa?
Gilchrist?
Hi, my name is Melissa Gilchrist. I am a resident of Hamtramck. I have lived here, owned property here, voted, paid property and income taxes here for 26 years. And this is unprecedented in my experience. I did not even know this meeting was happening until I happened to be at City Hall today for another matter. And basically all I want to say is that I hope the City Council will follow the path of prudence and allow time for all investigations to play out before they make any final decisions. And the idea that we might be firing someone without that precedent happening is shocking and horrifying to me. And that's basically all that I have to say.
Thank you, Melissa. Ben Bawazir?
Ben Bawazir.
Ben Balazi?
Bawazir.
Balzir. Ben Balzir?
Good enough.
You left? You left.
Okay. Milo Madol?
Milo Madol?
Hamtramck.
Mr. Mayor, Council, I guess I first just want to say I really, really, really don't want to be here. This is the last way that I want to be spending my Friday night, and I hope that we all feel that way. I think the problem with what's going on right now is this has become a personal matter, and it's not. I know some of you guys personally. I have good relationships with some of you guys personally. I know Max personally. I like the chief. I know the chief. I think a lot of what he's done has been really, really good for this city and for this community. But that's not what we're talking about. This isn't personal. This is a situation where serious misconduct has been alleged. Max has not passed judgment on the accused. He's done his job, and he's referred this to the appropriate parties for further investigation. Firing for someone for doing their job is not appropriate. It's incredibly inappropriate. And it's probably illegal. It damages our community. It's the wrong thing to do. Let this play out. That's the right thing to do, and Max did the right thing by referring this matter further. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Naeem Chowdhury?
Naeem Chowdhury.
Is that what I sound like when I call out names?
Not that bad. No, it's hard to hear.
Changing the
Good afternoon, folks. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you all. Thank you so much for all being here today. This is outrageous. This is crazy what you guys doing. You guys were elected to support the community, to bring the benefit to the community. You're bringing one case to another. Mr. Garbanillo has been with the city for a long time. He has serving this community for a long time, as you all know. As well as Mr. Chief Altari. He's a great guy. He's a great man. That man has been serving the community since he arrived here. So what are you guys doing? Bringing more chaos, more troubles, more disgracing the city, bringing the whole media here. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to work together, bringing jobs or making constructive decisions, making productive for the city. That would help us. This is why we elected you guys to do this, serve the community, not to backstab each other and find something to make chaos or noise. This is what you're doing. You're making a noise, entire country, to look like you're doing something. You are not doing something. When I was on the council, the last 4 years, 2022, 2024, we worked shoulder to shoulder with the mayor, Ghalib, and former mayor, and then Councilman Hassan, and many of you. We brought forward the city. We brought surplus to the city. We balanced the budget, 2.3 million. That's because people elected us to serve the community, not just to make it fun and fame and do things that is not necessary. So I urge you guys to make your better decisions, to put this city first, not yourself. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. Abdulaziz Goba?
Hello everyone. My name is Abdulaziz Joba, long-time resident in Hamtramck. I just want to make this for the record that I'm not here against anybody, but I'm here supporting my community, my city, my people. I would like to, with that said, I support fair and transparent investigation for all involved party. I trust the mayor and the city council, and I am sure that they will do the right thing today. We need to end this corruption in our city, and I believe that the police chief was doing a good job. We hope the city manager considered the complaint of the chief police and address them fairly. And I would like to say that in Arabic. شكرا رئيس البلدية والمجلس البلدي أؤيد إجراء تحقيق عادل وشفاف لجميع الأطراف المعنية. أثق رئيس البلدية وأعضاء المجلس البلدي، وأنا متأكد من أن هما سيأخذان القرار الصائب اليوم. علينا القضاء على الفساد في المدينة، وأعتقد أن قائد الشرطة كان يؤدي عمله على أكمل وجه. نأمل أن ينظر مدير المدينة السيد ماكس في شكاوي قائد الشرطة ويعالجها بإنصاف. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mark Corey, Plymouth, Michigan.
Mark Corey.
Mark Corey?
Mark Corey.
Mark Corey. Yep, he's coming.
Assalamu alaikum. Today is a very special day in the city's history. It's been across all the news that there's all these investigations, counter-investigations. And let me tell you, this has been going on for 60 years in Hamtramck, all these allegations of fraud going back to Mayor Kanar. Mayor Kanar's nephew was actually a client of mine, okay? Back in the days when we had Prohibition, 1970s, Jimmy Hoffa's body was supposedly incinerated in the city at 300 Christopher. Okay, that was a rumor. It was never proved by the FBI, but that's what they thought. Okay, so we're always in the crosshairs of all controversy. Latest controversy was our BDS resolution. And that caused a lot of problems. State Department, it caused a lot of issues, as everybody knows. But this is a new issue, okay? Let me tell you, 10 years here. I know most of the people down here. In fact, I've either sued or deposed most people down here. I sued Max one time, I deposed him. I deposed Mr. Hassan, okay? But the point is, this goes on and on and on for years. Does there need, what I've heard now is the Monroe County prosecutors accepted some case, that's a rumor, I don't know it, but some case to file charges or to investigate possible charges against people in city council. I don't know, but I do know a lot of people involved, okay? I know people in the Attorney General's office that were involved, I know people in the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office are involved in the last vote fraud investigation, why it was stopped. Why the AG's office involved, why the state police dropped their case back in 2017. I was part of that, okay? Not part of the criminal activity, but I was part of the investigation, okay? As an attorney. So everybody kind of knows that. What I want to indicate, though, is be careful. Be very careful, because the problems that I see when I sued the city was too many people are talking, leaking information that can violate privacy laws. That's, you gotta be real, real careful, okay?
This is the most important. If you can ask. Looks like
We're like, what's that noise? And it's a beeping right in front of us.
Okay, we're working again. Oh my God, there's an off with my head. Okay, Khalid, you spoke. Saidul Islam?
Saidul Islam?
Yes. Mr. Mayor, I wanted to say a couple things about the situation, the whole thing going on. We're just having a meeting one after another, emergency meeting coming up, and that's kind of out of normal, schedule. And I want to see if you could, take your time and get this thing processed. And I think it's time for you to speak up, and get these things little moving. Because I've been hearing a lot of, thing about Max is gonna get out of here and stuff like that. Which, I'm pretty sure if you replace somebody, you get another guy, but it's gonna take time. Like I said before in my last speech last week, this is a good resource, good man, he's been there for a while, and I'm here to support him. And, I think right now is the time that you should just not taking anybody's side, which is I know that you're taking, I know you're gonna be leaving soon, and you wanna be silent and trying to not create no enemy. But I think right now is the time for you to stand up and say enough is enough, then, put this to report. Because what, about 3 weeks now? Yeah, about 3 months I've been hearing every meeting, oh, we're gonna have a meeting about Max. Why is it every week have to be like this? This guy going through, I don't know, probably he's going through depression and stuff like that, but this is outrageous, man. If you could stand up and, stop being silent and speak up, I think right now is the time. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to disrespect you or anything, but you're a really nice guy, and everybody's here nice. I have no personal issue with nobody, but I think sometimes there's a line that we need to step down and say, throw the towel. And I think right now is the towel time, you need to throw it. Please, I'll highly appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, and just to give you a heads up, I will speak up in a little bit, and you will hear other side of the story, because I was involved with all of this from the beginning. So I advise everyone to listen, because that would be the most important part that you will hear. Thank you.
Yeah, no, another thing is just like, if there is a day that you guys want to get rid of him,
No, this meeting is not about that. This meeting is to make this investigation process fair and transparent, and to bring justice.
And I think everybody deserves that as a citizen of Hamtramck, And if there's a day, let's set up a one day, not every week. Hey, we're trying to get this guy out, or we're trying to get that person out. And I highly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Abdul Muttalib. Muttalib. Abdul
How many more you have, Rana?
I'm sorry?
How many more public comment?
Probably 20.
Not that many, no, they're card stuff, maybe like 10 or 12.
Afternoon, Mayor, Council. I'm just here to say a few things about Max. He's been with us for almost, 10 years now? Oh, probably longer than that. He was a police chief prior to that. This guy knows the city in and out. He's been serving our community very well. I mean, the last few years, all the work that's been getting done, he's been involved in everybody's businesses that's been opening up. And always, he's always there for all the citizens of this community. All the allegations that's coming up on him, I know, like, okay, maybe he suspended the police chief. If that's protocol, if that's procedure, based on whatever evidence he's got, that's what he had to do. But to have a meeting all of a sudden just to suspend him or to get rid of him, I don't know if that's the case. It's basically we're pointing fingers at each other, trying to get this guy out and trying to get this guy back in. Let's just cut all this and just work together. I mean, city council as well as the administration, we should work together to further this city, not just, pick and choose who we want to favor and who we want to get out of this thing. So I think we should all get together and just, look for progress for the city, not just point fingers. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Selector? Yes?
Talukdar. Well, he already there.
I think the mic has it now. Can you hear? Okay. Good evening, everyone. We have been here for almost last 2 hours. First, my name is G.S. Talukdar. I'm a businessman in Hamtramck. I was a former resident too here. What is happening here is dividing us over there. We want you to, like, you guys are the ruler of Hamtramck. You guys, we put you guys here, I mean, the residents of Hamtramck put you guys here so that there's no chaos, there's no division that should go around. And Mr. Mayor Galib, he has been here. He's a very sweet guy that we know. He have the judgment. Of course, he's a doctor, medical doctor. It takes a lot to be a doctor. So I'm sure he has this, how to clarify everything and to verify everything that's happening here. We don't want to be here for the tribe. We don't want to be divided. At loving your ethnic group, there's nothing wrong in it. But we don't want to fall for just for the ethnic group. We want to fall for everybody. You want to create a garden, there has to be all kind of flowers in it, then only we call it a garden. If there's only one kind, that doesn't look beautiful. Secondly, the gentleman right here, we are hearing things about him. I don't know how much sure it is, like if they're trying to get rid of him or not. This is an asset to our city. In which city will you find a CM, which is a city manager, that will reply to your messages early in the morning, 2 a.m., 1 o'clock, no matter what time it is? I don't know if he sleeps or not. Take some sleep, Max. He replies, he tried to take care of, solve your problem. And we don't want to get rid of such people from the city. If there is any shortcomings, we all have shortcomings. Nobody's perfect. If there is any, let's put it together on a table and take care of it and solve the problem. Don't give hard times to all the people that are here. We have almost like maybe 10 full rooms of people that are waiting in the hallway to speak here. Most of them are in favor of Max. And I'm not talking about Chief Tahiri here because I don't know if there is an allegation they're saying, but we all have allegations if we look about. But Tahiri, so far I know him, he's a nice guy. He's not chief, but he is dare to be chief. He has that ability. At the same time, we want Max in our city of Hamtramck. Thank you all.
on through, Stu. 3 minutes.
I mean,
You got 3 minutes.
3 minutes. All right, then. Good afternoon, city council members. Howard, I'm not sure what's going on, but I saw it on the news yesterday. But I'm here in support of the chief himself. I've known the chief since he first got here, when you first hired him. And he has always been a community chief. I've never known him to be in the station. He's always out in the committee. When it came election time, never saw any of you guys in my neighborhood campaigning. So I don't know who you are. But when he was supporting one of you guys on city council, and he had the election when we had the election up at the high school, he made sure that his neighbors, which he stays directly across from me. I remember when he started working on that house, when he first got here. Now, you guys called him all the way from New York just to be the chief of police for a year. Something's wrong. This guy left his job that was sound and permanent to come here to the city of Hamtramck and be a police officer. As far as I know, the crime rate is down in Hamtramck. The patrols are up in Hamtramck because I remember a time coming through Hamtramck, which I've been raised here all my life, you couldn't even find a police car at night in the city of Hamtramck. Detroit you could find, but not Hamtramck. But he has increased that. Now we have more police officers patrolling the city of Hamtramck. That is Hamtramck. You used to have Wayne County Sheriff from 12 o'clock at night till 7 o'clock in the morning, or whatever. But he is a good chief, and whatever you got against him, I think the terms are very, very, very false. Some of you guys need to sit down and look at yourself. Because every politician is not right. Not even you. Not even you, Mr. Mayor. Because he campaigned for you. So I'm going to end mine short because I don't need 3 minutes. But I am a total supporter of his. And he's been across the street from me ever since he arrived in the city of Hamtramck. He's a good police chief. And like I said, I've never heard of him being in his office. He's always patrolling the city day, afternoon, and night. So whatever this charge is, he's not making it public to the public, so it is what it is. Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Thank you. El Medina Gozek?
El Medina Gozek? Is Al Medina here?
No? Jewel Muhammad.
He just went to the bathroom. He literally came and told me.
You have to announce that to me. Okay, Rizal Chowdhury.
Honorable Council, it's very unfortunate we are going on media and national attention, one incident after another. I personally think it was not necessary to call an emergency meeting today. The city has a meeting scheduled on Tuesday. We could discuss all matters together there. That we are human beings, we can make mistakes. And we make mistakes, somebody has to make a judgment, investigation. If that person get innocent after the investigation, we'll celebrate it, we'll honor. If after investigation someone get proven guilty, they have to be punished. It is the rule. So I would urge City Council to make very careful decision if you have to do today, because the whole, not only Hamtramck, whole region is watching you. Your one wrong mistake could ruin your reputation, and city could be in bad situation, get sued and others. So please consider, if you need to take time, take more time, discuss yourself, discuss with the parties, and take the wise decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Al-Hassan Al-Harbi.
Last name?
Al-Hassan Al-Sharbi.
Al-Hassan Al-Sharbi? No.
No. Kabir Ahmad.
Shabir Ahmad?
Kabir.
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 Kabir. Kabir. No response.
Okay. MD Islam.
MD Islam?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you, everyone? Alhamdulillah, long time after I am in the city council meeting, which is emergency meeting. That's why I'm here. You know, the city of Hamtramck and other cities, they are always facing some hard time, some problems, but they are solving their problem within their council and their administration. And I'm requesting all of you, the city council, mayor, city manager, and the clerk, everybody, please work together and resolve this issue, which is better for us. And don't put some pressure on the citizens of the city of Hamtramck. Because if you are, I don't know, like if you are make a wrong decision and city will get any lawsuit, then we have to pay from our pocket. We have to pay from our pocket. This is the request to the city council and the administration of the city of Hamtramck. The second thing is, your fire department, they are going to the businesses once a year to see how it's going on, and they are charging $100. Okay, you could charge $100 for the business, but please remove $100 from the mosque or church, religious institution, entity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nasser Cade.
Nasser Cade? Yep. He's coming.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. I don't usually speak, but I guess today I'd like to express our opinion about Chief Al-Tahiri. He's not here tonight, but he's a really good man, to my opinion. He's built bridges between the community and between the people, and he's brought us to a level where nobody's brought us before. So, we really appreciate him, and we hope that we can resolve this problem. And plus, Max, he's been with us for decades, 20 years and so. So, we hope that we can fix this problem altogether. We don't want nobody to leave. We want everybody. We finally got to a spot in our community where things are going good. And now we're going to bring him backwards. We don't want that. We want to go forward with everybody, with Max and with the chief. Thank you, everybody. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Ahmed Sharaf, Detroit.
Assalamu alaikum. Purposely, Mayor, Mr. Mayor, and our Prime Minister, Ambassador. I get so upset, frustrated. I'm gonna move it to Arabic. This is about America. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahmed Sharaf al-Din, ناشط حقوقي. لن أتحدث عن نفسي. سأتحدث عن نشاطي ل 15 سنة. سعادة العمدة، أنت صديقي، ماكس صديقي، كل من خلفي أصدقاء، لكن الحق فوق الكل. وأنا سمعت كل الكومنت كلهم بيتحدثوا.
Can you tell them to calm down outside?
سعادة العمدة، الكل بيتحدثوا على مشاعرهم. الكل يتحدث على مشاعرهم. القضية خرجت ويجب عليك أن تتخذ قرار. الرئيس الأمريكي دونالد ترامب وضع فيك الثقة كقائد مجتمعي and diplomatic person. إذا خرجت اليوم أنت مهيب محمود سعادة الاتورني أبو موسى، أنا أدعي كل واحد باسمه لأنه يوم الدين ستدعون بأسماءكم وبدياناتكم وكل واحد عارف إيش بقلبه. اليوم مش يوم المشاعر سعادة العمدة. and I wish you translate that. اليوم يوم المدارس، يوم الطرقات، سنتين والمدينة تعاني. على أي قضايا تتحدثون؟ من الذي بيخوفنا أن المدينة تواجه قضيتي أنا إنه ابني ما عنده مدرسة صالحة، قضيتي أنا الشوارع تحتاج تصلحة، قضيتي أنا the city of Hamtramck need a hospital. أما إنه هو واحد يتكلم لي على السيد ماكس، على جميل الطاهري، على هاني، مش يوم الأسماء. اليوم يوم القرار وأنتم متحملين هذا يوم القرار. Thank you.
Please no, you have one more minute. I wasn't putting you on.
No, I'm just
okay,
upset.
No problem.
All right.
No problem.
He's
Thank you.
talking about. He wants me to translate. So he's talking about that we should put emotions aside and take the wise decision regarding this. And he's complaining about, you know, the priorities, that there are some priorities for the residents, including schools, roads, you know, street, alleys, and he cares more about that, and he needs to see improvement. He doesn't want discussing personal stuff and wasting our time with that. And so he is asking us to be decisive about this and to take the right decision.
Thank you. Jewel Mohammed.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joel Mohammed. I moved to this city back in 2001 from New York, and I loved this city. So today I'm here to support Mr. Max Gabriano. He has been doing really great job. I'm gonna go a little while back. Back in 2008, after the recession, this city, we had trash everywhere. Max Gabriano, Bill was there, Andrew, John Olai, and many others, Anamia, many others that I don't remember the name right now, but we had a team, cleaned up the city every weekend. So we don't have many good ones left. Try to keep the good ones, okay? And without the Max Gabriano, the city clerk, you guys are not capable to do a lot of things. So keep it cool and keep the good ones. Thank you.
Thank you. Is it Stephen Thiel? Stephen Thiel, T-H, from Grosse Pointe Farms.
Good afternoon, Council. My name is Stephen Thiel from Grosse Pointe Farms. I heard about today's proceedings on the news, and I do not fully understand the circumstances that has brought such a large crowd here today, but I would like to take the opportunity to place my concerns about the Hamtramck Police Department on the record. A few years ago, I was arrested for a crime I did not commit and spent 2 days in the lockup before being released. While in lockup, I received 2 bologna sandwiches each day, totaling approximately 400 calories. The Michigan Department of Corrections requires inmates receive an average of 2,600 calories per day. Some inmates downstairs can spend up to 4 days in lockup, depending on which day they're arrested, especially if it's a holiday like Memorial Weekend coming up. This is tantamount to cruel and unusual punishment, a violation of the 8th Amendment to the United States Constitution. I immediately recognize this is wrong and illegal, and that a crime was and still is being committed by the Hamtramck Police Department. My intention was to petition the government to resolve this issue. I filed a Freedom of Information Act request only to be told that no records exist regarding the origin of the bologna sandwiches, the purchase, or how they were acquired by the city of Hamtramck. I think this is concerning, especially that my attempt to resolve it only resulted in a dead end. So however this investigation plays out, I would ask that the council, the police department, and anyone else involved try to address this issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Latrello Seifers? Latrello Seifers?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello, Mr. Seifers.
Hey, how are you, clerk?
Thank you. I'm well, thank you.
Hey, what's going on, City Council? We know it must be something going on. We got 1 million people from out of this city all lined up, and 1 million television trucks out there, every single police in the city up here. The city could be getting robbed right now. But listen, I saw a picture out there, and I'm appalled of that picture. How could y'all put a picture in this building of Trump? So what I'm going to do is I'm offering to the people out there in TV world, I'm offering $500. If they come up here and take that picture down, I am giving you $500. If you want more, I'll give you more. But that picture needs to come down. Shame on you guys for putting that picture up there. $500 right now to a person that come in here and take that picture off the wall and give it to me. I'm standing out right in front of City Hall. Mostly everybody in Hamtramck know where to find me. I am very appalled of you guys to have that picture up there. $500 right now to a person that come get that picture off that damn wall. Shame on you. Shame. That picture doesn't represent Hamtramck. That picture represents a part. We want someone hanging on that wall. You got some other Republicans up there, but they didn't do the things that he has done. Shame on you. You guys just wanted to take a picture with somebody that was popular and put it up on that wall with the rest of them presidents. $500 right now to a person that come get that picture off that wall. $500. And everybody in Hamtramck know me. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Stevers. Take care. Let's just finish the recording. Rabia M. Rabia.
I should take it. I'm missing my money from work.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Rabia, and I'm a resident of Hamtramck. I'm here to support the Police Chief Jamil Al-Tahari. This is actually sad that I can say Hamtramck City what it got to, and
It's okay. You can just hold it up.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry about that. It's sad to see us on the news like this. I think this should have been taken care of between mayor and city manager before the media and everybody else. I had encountered a couple of times with Max when I did call him, and it wasn't a good experience at all. So I think Max was the chief before, and he was a corrupt chief, so he needed to be taken down either way. And he should have been a manager at all. Yep. So before the media, I think you guys should have sit down and discuss it with the mayor of the city before you guys brought everybody in. And I hope everybody sits down and make a decision, because this is ridiculous, honestly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank
Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Thanks. I believe, is there anyone else who, that's it? Okay, that is all for, I know, that is all for public comment, Mr. Mayor.
Did you figure out those emails?
Oh, yes, thank you for the reminder. It's just the one. It's from, okay, so I did get an email. The reason I skipped over it, because it didn't say that it was a public comment, it just said it was to the mayor and city manager. But, it says, this is from Brooklyn Auto Mall. To the mayor and city manager, I want to make a formal complaint against a Wayne County detective named David. He helped me pick up a car back that I legally bought from owner. She reported it stolen, and it was why her boyfriend who made payments. It was with her boyfriend who made payments. I also cleared issue with detectives with her in 67th precinct, and everything is legally done. David and previous owner have been in contact for some time based on what my friends and she had been reporting, making the conspiring against something or whatever, which I don't know why. I have all the legal documents and the car in question is in my legal possession. Please clarify why David's name keeps coming up and I'm confused. My attorney can follow up if you like. And they did attach a sale transaction, which to me, I don't understand what it means, but it is attached. But that's the email.
Thank you.
No problem.
Well, I think with that, we come to the end of the public comment, and we'll start discussing the only issue in the new business, which is discussing the volatility within the City Hall administration. Can I get a motion to start the discussion? I mean, it's not like, I don't think we need to vote, but.
Yeah, but we do need a motion.
We need a motion, yeah.
A motion to start the discussion.
A second.
All right, so, so thank you everyone for coming. I appreciate your time. We actually, we're not here to punish anyone today. We just want to make sure that the investigation is fair and transparent. You have seen allegations sent from an anonymous person, right? Nobody knows who wrote those, including recordings of the chief and his. I'm saying this because the chief is not here to defend himself. But I know he sent me a lot of stuff, including what you just heard now. This is justification of one of the allegations of the stolen car. So when that person comes, the owner of the car, and talk about this and makes a false accusation, then things will look different. I was mentioned in one of those allegations regarding the election, 100% false accusations. And for that reason, I want to ask the FBI to include me in that investigation. His wife sent an email to deny that he is abusing her. That was another one of the accusations. So when you hear from the other side, you may change your mind. Now, Hamtramck will never be, again, a safe haven for criminals and leftovers of other cities to come here and cause incivility and toxic work environment here. And their eyes and their focuses are on our resources. The interest of the people of Hamtramck is their last priority. And that's what some officers came, and from day one, and that tells you why there's a recording of the police from 2024 and stuff. That tells you what was the goal from the beginning of this. And one of the wives of this officer sued Hamtramck Public Schools for $1 million. So, what's happening now is we are treating the police chief as a criminal until proven otherwise, while in fact it should be innocent until proven otherwise. Now, leaking this information allegation to the media and weaponizing the media against our community is another issue. I was involved in this, and I spent so many meetings with the police chief and with Max trying to settle this down so it doesn't leak out and it doesn't get worse. I didn't know this allegation wasn't there. So I spent the last meeting, we were so good with the attorney, and we agreed that we will go out for dinner. Max said, okay, you have a full autonomy of the police department. I'm not going to get involved. Do whatever you want with Dave. And we promised each other that we will go for dinner together because everything is settled down. The next day, I heard from the news that the police chief was suspended. Why? Because an anonymous person sent some allegations to Max. And I was involved in this thing from the beginning. At least as a respect, I should be informed what was happening. I heard from the news, he's suspended. What's happening? I thought we settled everything down. Oh no, an anonymous person sent some allegations and I had to act. Well, I'm telling you here, these allegations from the police chief complaints from May 12th, and I was included in the emails against this officer, and Max was CC'd. Serious allegations. And Max is included. Max is part of this. And that's why I'm saying that the investigation has to be fair and transparent. I would ask Max at the end, I don't want him to interrupt you, man, right now, why didn't you act based on these allegations? He said, I sent you multiple times about insubordination of this guy. He's not listening to me. He's doing investigation against elected officials without my knowledge, without my order, without my... he said, I don't know who's telling him to do that. These are serious allegations. Max didn't take any actions. May 12, May 14, May 15, May 19. He sent me these emails after he tried so, because in the interview we asked him a question. If you are told to do something against the law, what would you do? By your boss, who's Max. He said, I'll talk to him first, try to resolve the issue. What if he doesn't listen to you? And he insists that you do stuff against the law. He said, in that case, I have to reach out to a higher authority to let them know. And that's what's happening here. This makes Max part of the investigation. And that's why I'm just asking for fair and transparent investigation. Why didn't you act in May 12 when he complained about this officer? And you act within minutes when you received the allegations from an anonymous person. That raises a question. I'm not asking that you should get in trouble or something. We are not here to punish you. But you're going to be part of the investigation because you are not impartial in this. You are one party, one side. And so you should be investigated. And whatever applies to the police chief should apply to you and to the other officer. I am asking myself to get involved in the FBI investigation. Why? Because my name was mentioned in the allegations regarding the vote, the whatever fundraising and stuff, which is totally 100% false. And that's why I want to testify. And that's why I didn't believe most of these allegations. Because once you read some of them and you know it's false, then you know that something is going on. So, to ensure neutrality, impartiality of this investigation, a private investigation company is rejected 100%. The guy owning private investigation company, and that's his business. That's what he does for life. And there's a possible conflict of interest because Max, when he was fired in 2015, worked for this guy. And then he asked the police chief for a favor to bring him back. So one of these allegations is frequent meeting between him and Max, and God knows why is he taking his order from Max and not from the police chief. A lot of stuff that needs to be investigated, include in the investigation. So FBI is fine. That would be transparent and fair. A private company is not accepted, Max. I ensured before I came that you are not going to get in trouble today. I made sure that you will get just treatment and everybody else. I'm volunteering myself to be part of the investigation because I have a lot to say. We had meetings. I thought we solved the issue. I got you together with the police chief. I got Khalil Rafai, Councilman Rafai with the police chief, and we thought we solved everything. And then things I heard from the news that what's going on. Weaponizing the judiciary system and the media against our community is unacceptable. Hiring people of criminal backgrounds and leftovers from other cities for personal gains, that's what they come for. The interests of the community is their last priority, is not acceptable anymore. And if it doesn't get fixed now, it will never get fixed. And that's why I'm going to ensure that this investigation will be fair and transparent. You don't treat a person as a criminal based on allegations from an anonymous person. If that person, you said that he handed to you the same allegation, then he's responsible for the recording, which is illegal. That happened in 2024, an argument between the police chief and his wife. She's denying everything here. So you can't just believe whatever you hear. thinks about our personal life. Everybody has issues with his family and stuff. Shouldn't be, well, there was a department head who got involved in an accident and he was intoxicated with alcohol. Did you hear about that in the news? No. Why? Because he doesn't belong to, I'm going to say it clearly, he's somebody that he likes. So he didn't want to leak those information to the media. If he belongs to a different community, I'm sure it will be in the media. And they will be all around here. But did you hear about it? No. Because he's, you know, I'm not going to mention no names. But this is the truth. This is going to be included in every investigation. I made sure, and I talked to the people here, that you are not going to get fired. We just want to ensure transparent investigation, fair investigation. Justice should prevail. Did you hear the story of the police chief? No, because he's not getting a chance to speak and defend himself. You only hear everything on the media from one side. You're not hearing from the other side. And that's why I'm speaking here and I'm pissed off because everybody is talking about hearing some anonymous allegations from an anonymous person and everybody's believing that. If he's guilty after the investigation, fine. He should be held accountable and should be, I'm not going to defend him if he's guilty. But there are other side of the story, other people that needs to be investigated. This guy who caused uncivil work environment is not being investigated. Yes, he's in a leave, a paid leave of absence, whatever it's called, but he's not being investigated for these allegations that happened 2 and 3 weeks ago. He should be investigated. FBI is going to take care of this. I will be part of this investigation because my name is mentioned in the allegations and I have a lot to say. Max will be part of that. So that should be fair, I think. If the police chief, whatever applies to him is going to apply to Max, I think. That should be fair. If the police chief should be away from the city hall, that should happen to Max and Dave as well. If Max wants, you know, to stay here, then the police chief should come back maybe. And in the days that the FBI comes, they both leave the city hall, and then that would be fair. So they don't impact the investigation. That's what I need to say, and I think that should be fair. I'm not going to take, I advise, because I can't control the city council, I advise against firing Max, but I advise that the investigation should be transparent and fair. I'm leaving the city. I could say I don't care what's going to happen, but I care about the city resources, because everybody, when they talk, they threaten us with a lawsuit, like there was no lawsuits in the past. We had one that lasted 60 years. We had so many lawsuits for stupid things in the past. You didn't hear in the news about them because nobody used to leak them in the news. But now there's intention, a bad intention to make our community looks bad. And that's why every little thing leaks out in the media. You know, investigation against elected official, that's fine, but it shouldn't be by a private investigation. It should be by the government, by Attorney General, by whoever. Our city should not be involved, our department, especially without the knowledge of the police chief. How are you working without your boss, without telling your boss? You're going out to investigate people because somebody else told you, who overstepped his power. I'm not allowed to talk to the police chief and tell him what to do. I have to go through Max. Same thing for those people. He is in full autonomy of the police department. And if there is insubordination like this, people refuse to listen to him, that's an issue. It should have been fixed when he complains about it 3 weeks ago. In fact, more, because it's mentioned here, I have talked to you multiple times. So that's why the FBI showed up today. That's good. We want the FBI to get involved because it will be fair and transparent. And if the police chief is guilty, he should be held accountable. I don't care. I'm not going to defend him. But if somebody else also is guilty, same thing. Do you think this is fair? I'm not saying, you know, punish someone for doing something or retaliate. No. I'm just saying, everybody, we should take every allegation into consideration. And it should be investigated, and everyone should be involved in this. And whatever, you know, the result is, the person who's at fault should be held accountable. But your city, as long as I'm here, will not accepting any more criminals with criminal backgrounds or leftovers from other cities to come and just try to get our resources. Their eyes is only on lawsuits. They don't care about you. And everything they talk, they threaten us with lawsuits. That's not acceptable. This is not going to happen. And there's so much stuff that I want to say, not against anybody, but so we can get things fixed. And if it doesn't get fixed now, it will never get fixed again. I'm telling you. And if this police chief, mistreated, I don't think you will get one from your community for the next 2 decades. And I'm sure about that. But if he's guilty, I'm not going to defend him. I'm just telling you. So that's what I have to say. If anybody else wants to say something, that's fine. But we need to get to the closed session while Councilman Muhit Mahmoud is still here because he has to leave.
Mr. Mayor, if I may respond to that.
You can.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A few points here. First of all, the city did not leak out any of these allegations. The police chief was put on leave, paid leave at that, because there's suspected criminal activity that was alleged. The chief will have his opportunity, full opportunity, to actually speak to the investigators and give his side of the story. That has never been a question. I feel comfortable mentioning the emails that you brought up now, only because I consider it a resolved matter, actually. I did receive several emails from the police chief, and I found them to be uncredible and untruthful.
Why didn't you order an investigation? You were defensive about the police chief.
May I finish, Mayor?
Go ahead.
Because you yourself wanted to make the peace, so I let it go. I did, 100%. The chief sent a whole series of emails that were inappropriate and unprofessional and making wild claims that I knew
personally. To me, it makes so much sense.
Mayor, that I knew personally were unfounded and untrue, but I let it go. So and that's the only reason I'm speaking about it, because we're not looking at that right now. We can certainly bring it into this if you want, but that was a closed matter.
It was never resolved. I didn't talk about it in the meeting. We talked about your issue with the police chief, not this guy.
I'm not trying to get back and forth to the mayor, but I know as a fact 100% that I brought up the issue of the police chief sending random emails.
It's not random. I mean, to me, it's serious allegations. I'm sorry.
And we 100% can include those in there. I have nothing to hide.
Why didn't you include it when it happened? Why did you act within minutes when the other guy sent you allegations?
Mayor, because I just stated that I considered that a resolved matter because I found them to be uncredible when I got them. They were not valid on their face. They were literally made up.
Okay.
With that said,
that's the investigation will decide, not you, because he's saying the same stuff about the allegation that they are made up stories, but we're insisting to investigate that. So you can't just neglect them and say no, they make so much sense. You order investigations without his knowledge, using someone in the police department, which is overstepping your power, violating the rules.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, that is not true.
It says here.
Absolutely, it may be in there, but it's not true. And if you'd like, I can discipline the police chief for sending that allegations.
No,
but
you should have investigated this.
I considered it a closed matter.
It doesn't matter. You should have investigated this. You can't judge yourself.
Mayor, I knew it to myself to be not factual. I knew it as not being factual, and I could easily prove it to be unfactual. But we made the peace in the PD with you. So I let that go.
And then the next day I heard from the news you suspended him.
Mayor,
you didn't let me know. At least, as a respect, I spent so much time with you both,
Mayor,
you should have informed me.
Significant, potentially criminal allegations. Everything in those emails is not criminal. That's just civil disturbance.
No, it's violation of the rules too. But anyways, I think you mentioned that it should be included in the investigation. And because you are one side of this matter, there are allegations against you. So you will be also part of the investigation.
May I finish?
And no private company will take care of this investigation. It will be the government. It will be the FBI. That's what I want, and I think that's fair. If you are innocent, or Officer Dave innocent, then you're fine. You'll come victorious. We are not taking any action against you at this point. Same thing with the police chief. If he's innocent, that's fine. We're going to celebrate, all of us. If he's guilty, he's going to be held accountable. I think that's the only fair way to move on with this from now. We're not punishing anyone. I advise against punishing anybody, but I think the investigation has to be fair and transparent, and all parties should be involved, and we should not treat somebody as criminal based on allegations. It should be the opposite, innocent until proven otherwise. That's not what we are doing. We are causing defamation of character of this guy. There are some figures mentioned in the allegation, names of some ladies that can cause serious life risk to them and their families based on allegations. It could be professional relationship. You never know. You don't just throw a name of a person and say, oh, he is having affairs with some respected, highly educated person that is mentioned in there, and causing risk for her and her family, and then you leak it to the news and to the public before you make sure is it true or not. These are serious stuff that will be addressed. Like I said, I'm volunteering to be part of this investigation because my name was mentioned in the allegation. So I will have to ask the FBI to ask me and hear what I have to say. And I think that's the only entity that will accept to get involved, or the state police. Private companies, no, there's conflict of interest. We can't do that because, you know, the other side is saying you worked in 2015 with this guy. The nature of your relationship with him will be investigated as well. So we're not gonna accept private company to investigate this, especially after the previous experience with that unprofessional company that came and gave us 1 minute report. Didn't even know how to state his name. So that's not going to happen again. I think everybody is, I don't think a wise person should disagree with what I'm saying. Everybody should be investigated, and if proven innocent, that's it. That's.
Mr. Mayor, may I finish?
Go ahead.
I didn't want to cut you off, but I wasn't done. So there are two issues at hand here. There's criminal allegations that are alleged, which, as you stated, the federal agencies are involved in investigating. And then there's civil, internal, departmental allegations that come along with that. These are two separate, distinct things. The Federal Bureau of Investigations is not going to come in here and sort through this mess. They are simply going to look at what the federal crimes are here, and then maybe in a year from now, they'll come back and say, oh yes, we have this. That's how that works. They will not come in here and essentially sort out all the state charges and drama. The reason that I've secured an outside agency, and that agency is actually AG Advisors Global, which is a very reputable company. It's a former FBI agent, retired FBI agent that runs this company, and all his employees are former law enforcement. They've done large tasks such as the Flint water crisis and other things where they investigated for the AG's office. They're respected, they have references, I have no personal ties to them whatsoever. I can't speak.
I mean, you can say that, but nobody's going to believe that. It's not going to, basically, it's not going to be the company of your choice. We have to get involved. If it's a private company, we have to get involved and make a choice.
And Mayor, I offered for you to meet with them today.
No, I don't want to meet with him. He came through you, and you are part of the investigation. You are one side. They accuse you of being an opponent. And there is a proverb in Arabic that said, if you are the opponent, how could you be the judge? If you are the opponent, you can't be the judge. And you are making decisions, but you are part of this.
Mayor, very often when people are in the
Mr.
hot
Chair.
seat, they cast aspersions to get themselves out of it. And I'm not saying that the chief is guilty or going to be responsible for any of this. But I'm telling you that as his boss and the city manager, there is a right way to handle this and a wrong way to handle this. So I just literally explained to you those emails that you sent that were invalid on their face. But I opted not to punish. But I opted not to punish the chief of police for those, and I found those untruthful. I did, and I can absolutely prove that. But I did.
In the meeting, he told you in front of the attorney, what if the fire chief comes and he has one of his firefighters with you all the time in your office? Wouldn't you get mad? You didn't deny that you meet with the guy regularly without the knowledge of the police chief.
Mayor,
the police attorney was there.
I specifically said that I walk through City Hall all the time and check on the employees throughout and talk to people. I have known this city for over 20 years. I know everybody here. It's good management to walk through City Hall, take a tour through the police department, and be sociable with our employees. 100%.
What about that investigation?
What do you mean about the investigation?
Against the elected officials without his knowledge.
It
And
was,
Dave
Mayor,
was
Mayor, I
responsible.
will tell you unequivocally as a fact, and I have absolute witnesses to that, the chief was aware of that.
He mentioned this in May 12th.
I know what he mentioned, and it's a blatant lie, and I can prove that.
Okay, who will decide that? The investigator.
Mayor,
Nice.
sometimes bosses have to intervene with their subordinates, and subordinates lash out. That's just like if you fire an employee, they automatically sue you or sue the company or the city you work for. That's how it works.
Okay, and instead of going back and forth with this argument, all we are asking for is that all these allegations from this guy needs to be included in the investigation.
100%, Mayor.
Everything you are doing is from one side. Everything in the media is from one side. We are not hearing this person. Maybe if he is here, he would have a lot to say.
The chief will have an opportunity to say everything he wants.
Okay, we agree on that. That's it. The company, if we go with a private company, we will make a choice.
I have two more points.
Go ahead.
Any allegations against the officer will also be investigated fully. Anything the chief has to say, 100% will be investigated. Full transparency with this, Mayor. You are welcome to be part of every part of it, but there has to be two distinct things. There has to be a criminal thing, which the FBI isn't going to tell us anything about, and then there has to be an internal thing from an outside respected agency, which we've already secured.
Now, this is the only thing we disagree with. A third party should be our choice, all of us, not yours only.
What if I came up with a list of 10?
And then we agree on one.
Break down to everybody?
We'll do our
So we can
research.
do a vote?
We'll do our research with you and agree on one.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, you done, everybody?
Yeah, go ahead.
May I speak? Yeah, okay. Good evening. We came here today to solve the problem, not make the problem.
Sorry, I apologize, Mr. Mayor, but can I announce that there is no quorum at this moment?
We can discuss, we cannot take the decision.
I know, so just to announce there is no quorum, so
Okay.
no motion.
So I can discuss, but I cannot take any decision. Okay.
Thank you.
So we came here to solve the problem. Relation between the city manager and elected official and the department head is very important to move forward the Hamtramck city. And yes, we do have some agree, disagree. I've been 16 years council member here. And some of the residents I saw today came here reading all those stuff against the council members. They think they are the one knows everything in the world, and who's sitting here, they are nobody. But they have to understand that somebody sitting here, some of them have more knowledge, more degree, more work experience. You can laugh all day long. I never saw you, Hamtramck. And I don't know what you have to read all day long what you're reading. Somebody give you written and reading, not us. We can speak everything clearly. Okay? So again, no division. So we'll go into the closed session. We'll come out from the closed session with the good decision. It's not going to harm Hamtramck City, not going to harm anybody, and we'll find out the way. Remember that. Maybe you don't know even definition of the democracy. Government of the people, by the people, for the people. Okay? So a lot of you don't know. Just want to let you know. So we are for the people. We will make the decision, make sure there is not lawsuit against the city. And I saw the 2-3 lawsuit. City lost. We lose. We have to pay, make the settlement. Okay? So we know what we're going to do tonight. Make sure all the taxpayer money is not going the wrong way. And again, just want to let you know, everybody, we are going to go closed session. We'll come back and we will have hopefully good decision to make everything fair. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Anybody wants to
That's it.
further discuss?
Good evening.
I don't know if we can do a closed session exactly per se now that we don't have a quorum. Although it wouldn't necessarily be an open meeting acts violation to meet
If not quorum?
because we don't have a quorum. So it's technically not a closed session, but we can still meet.
So that case, Mr. Mayor,
So you'd have to end the meeting, but we could.
I think we should, because there are, the suggested solutions needs to be discussed as well. I mean, yes, there would be no vote, but we have to.
Right, it's just technical. I mean, we'd have to end the meeting rather than break to closed session
Okay.
type of thing. But we could get everybody to leave and stay and talk. I think that would.
So, Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
That case, yeah, we have to respect the legal. That case from us, on behalf of us, you, as a mayor and attorney, and the city manager can have a go sit and close down. We will finish up the meeting and you guys discuss and let us know as our representative. I don't know, it's good idea or bad idea, think what you think.
Did you want to talk, Councilman?
Yeah, good evening. Thank you for coming and joining with us. It's very unfortunate for everybody. Friday at 4 o'clock, we start the meeting after 4, little after 4. And so many people around. People knows, our resident knows, it is a serious issues. This is the reason you leave your some important stuff, important work to do, to join with us, to share your opinion. My question is there, I'm this council more than a decade. I know Max Gabrino long time, good friend of mine. I know Police Chief Jamal Atari last maybe year. But I'm very much agree with Mayor. I have to let everybody's same opportunity and fair investigation to bring the truth. I'm not defending anybody else. I'm not against our good friend, city attorney, city manager Max Gabino, or our police chief. I'm not supporting him or defending him. I'm here to bring the reality, bring the actual things, facts, the proper investigation, and a couple things Mayor say about those things. I do not want to spend your time. I'm very much agree with Mayor. Thank you very much to listening me.
Thank you. All right, so I guess we can discuss in a private meeting, even if there is no quorum, just to put some ideas. I don't know where the attorney, where did he go?
We can't even vote to go into adjournment, we just really
No.
have to end the meeting after, and when there's no quorum, we just end the meeting.
Then we can
Because you
still
can't even
discuss.
vote to adjourn at this point, you just end the meeting. So I'm putting it down that the meeting officially ended when we left at 6 p.m. So if you want to have everybody exit and we can go into discussion mode, not
Yes.
closed session, because
Yeah.
we have to vote to go into closed session.
Yeah.
So if you want to let the audience know that we're done. No, I'm sorry.
No,
No,
do
it's
we,
done. No quorum.
Yeah, no quorum. So, well, thank you, everyone. Thanks for
Thank
your
you,
time.
guys.
We, I hope you will hear some good stuff, and we will maintain the stability of the city hall. Hi. No, at this point, no.
Official decision on anything.
No, I don't think, because he left us, he was supposed
So even
to.
if he comes back,
If he does, we will have a quorum, but we already adjourned.